All right, hit it, Jacko.
Are you ready to learn to get rid of stress in your life? To learn how to deal with the emotional turmoil that causes strokes, heart attacks, bad health, and even weight gain? Life-changing habits for work, family, and everyone you deal with start here with Andrew Wittman. It's time to get Warrior Tough on WCCP 105.5 The Roar. Here's Andrew Wittman and Dutch Coleman.
Roll Tigers! #1 in the nation. Congratulations, Clemson Nation. It's time to get Warrior Tough, though, the most monumental hour in media anywhere. We are leadership and mental toughness coaches, Andrew Wittman and the Dutch Coleman. What's up, Dutch? Congratulations, brother.
Yes, I've been working tirelessly for weeks trying to achieve the status for Clemson.
Decades. You've been working decades. Look at all that. Oh, you shaved your beard. There's no gray in there. I'm sorry.
I found that I have gray skin, though. So
oh, man.
I can't escape it.
Oh, dude. I'm so excited, man. And plus, Alabama's #4 in the thing. So it's Roll Tigers. Roll Tigers. I'm so excited, man.
Who's what? What'd you say about #4?
That was Alabama, dude.
I'm sorry. I didn't go that far down the list.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's all right.
Elite.
Yeah, I hear you.
At #1.
Yeah, enjoy it now. Well, right now we're scheduled for, like I said, was my worst nightmare that we would play each other in the playoffs. So some stuff has to happen. Once we beat LSU this week, it'll be fine. We'll be 1-2, and then we won't see each other until the national championship, and then I can't lose at that point. So it's awesome.
Well, I think what may happen is if they beat LSU, they may go to #1, and Clemson will drop to #2.
Come on, man. They're gonna. Well, we're gonna crush Florida State now. Come on.
No, but I mean, even with that being said, if you look at the win, Clemson has a win over a top 5, top 6 team in Notre Dame, right?
Yeah.
So then Alabama will have a win over a #2 team.
Yeah, okay. And Alabama does, and they're talking all about that strength of schedule. I don't want to get down in that sand trap, man, because it just makes my head hurt listening to everybody talk about that stuff. Hey, if you guys want to join the conversation on Twitter, use the hashtag #GetWarriorTough. You can find Dutch on Twitter at @TheDutchColeman, and I'm at WarriorToughPhD. Also, go to the website, getwarriortough.com. Find a handle. Go to the email. Put your email address in the Start Now box and your name, and you'll start to subscribe to all of our free stuff and our free content. Go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to it so you can get the latest YouTube videos, and find a handle and hook on. And if you have any questions at all, call us at the office at 864-977-1443. And you know what, Dutch? I got to tell you, it's warm down here, man. I'm back in South Carolina. I'm back in the Get Warrior Tough studios. You're still up there at the Dutch Coleman lair. I bet it's cold up there, isn't it?
You would lose all your money. We had a almost record temperature today. I think the record in Pennsylvania on this date is 78, and we got up to 74.
What?
Yeah, so it was pretty.
How come when I'm not there, it's warm, and then when I go there, it's like ready to snow? What's up with that, dude?
I don't know, but it was steamy today. I mean, this was
you get a complex, man.
Complaining it was so hot today.
That's awesome. I wish I was there then.
Yeah.
All right, good. I wouldn't need my sleeping bag, and you could have left the heat off. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm still on that. I know.
That's just funny. Back on that, I just didn't realize it got that cold down there till I was down there because we don't spend much time down there, and so I'm glad you did that because you let me know that it is in fact cold down there.
No problem. I'm always glad to throw myself in a grenade for the team, for you, Dutch.
When I saw the ice on your beard, I thought it was just the whiteness that's already in your beard. I didn't realize those were icicles.
Come on, man. Why you gotta make me feel worse about myself than I already do? I mean, you're rocking around with your Magic Mike abs and your little camo T-shirt, and plus you're eating like pancakes and bacon, and I'm trying to fast and work out, and you're like, yeah, I don't work out because I'm bored, so it gets boring. I don't work out.
Well, you passed all yours on to the young fellas, so they don't worry. They look as good as you used to look. So
yeah, I hear you. Oh, this is funny. I was talking about that. Now this week I've been doing a southeast swing, so it's like Atlanta, Athens. I was in Greenville today. I'm going to like Myrtle Beach and Charleston. So I've been talking about. When we were talking about facts and truth when we do our podium training, we talk about the difference between facts and truth. And I was talking about the golf shot. What's a wedge shot for you? But see, your wife and I, we had this exact conversation. So your wife made us breakfast, right? And so we're talking, and I went to flip a pancake that she made onto my plate, and she goes, "Oh, you're left-handed." I said, "Yeah, but I shoot right-handed." Now, if you know my bio, when I say I shoot right-handed, I'm talking about the Glock coming out of my holster. Front sight picture. I'm right hand. The Glock is in my right hand, and now I'm putting 2 rounds down range. she is a basketball goddess, and so, right, she's thinking when I shoot right-handed that I'm at the free throw line. And so, right? So, and then I realized that we're talking about two different kinds of shooting, right? So,
Right.
it's
Yeah,
just,
she did. Yeah.
this was awesome, right? So it's a perfect example of how we each of our own truths were in kind of our perspective, and then that's where communication breaks down. Unfortunately, we were sitting together or talking in the same room, and we could see each other, and we figured it out pretty quick. But
I tell you what, a couple things. If you were in the gym when you said that, she would immediately challenge you to a shooting contest. But she always gets people because she'll say, "You can use your right hand. I'll use my left hand." She can shoot very well with her left hand. So whether it's free throw, she'll take you to the free throw line and shoot all left-handed, and she'll beat people, and it's hilarious.
so she could shoot either hand too. That's pretty awesome. So I can shoot because I'm naturally left-handed, but they trained me in boot camp to shoot right-handed, man. You never shot before, so everything's set up for a right-handed shooter. So that's pretty cool, man. And I got to tell you, your family, your wife, she's lovely. Your family is awesome. I love your kids. They're just, oh man, it's just what a great family you got, dude. So thank you for your hospitality. See, I know I was kidding you about the heat and stuff last week, and then my wife made me try to make me feel bad about it, but I said, no, Dutch don't care. He's the one that left me in the cold, man.
That's all in fun. I had to see how tough you were mentally.
That's funny.
But no, I think we need to go back to the first thing you said. You said my wife was cooking breakfast.
Yeah, but she was, man, she made like bacon and eggs, and Jada, your oldest, was there making the pancakes.
That's for all people out there to know. She's cooking breakfast. She's not listening to this, is she? Wait, let me look around.
Yeah.
That's for all my buddies who I always tease them, say, hey, my wife's cooking breakfast.
Yeah.
Best believe she's cooking breakfast.
Oh, man. That's so funny. She's awesome. Your wife is awesome. I love her. I call her Coach, though.
She wasn't like that when I found her.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. She really ain't it. She's not at home right now, is she?
No,
So, but my wife, Kimmy, said she loves the locker room. It's like the locker room behind you. I said, that's his attic, man. His attic looks like a locker room. Look at all of his Michael Jordan shoes up there. If you're on the YouTube video, he's got all these Air Jordans behind his head, and there's probably there's enough money invested in those shoes behind you. I could send my kids to college. They're all collector's edition. All right, so
hookup though. Those are hookups.
That's awesome. All right, so before we get into everything else, we got Drew coming up. And if you're on the YouTube video, you see my son Drew. We interviewed him earlier in the summer about his target and his vision about going to the Citadel, and he did his pre-knob visit. And Dutch and I are going to kind of haze him a little bit, get our shots in before he becomes a full-fledged knob. And but hey, Dutch, I want to get your take on the deal about how dangerous being number one actually is for the football team. Now, everybody else in Clemson Nation, it's great for us. Anybody that's in the university, part of the university, it's the best thing that could ever happen to us. But I told Kwok on his show this week that it's probably one of the worst things that could happen inside the locker room for the team. And you've been in the locker room, so I want to hear your take on that, man.
I think we have sort of a unique situation. In general, it is very dangerous because once you get that number one on you, it's like a bullseye planted on your chest. Or your back or your head,
right?
Whatever.
Yeah,
I think they just stick them everywhere, all over your body, because everybody's coming for you, and you're talking about the entire nation is looking at you, not just your conference, not just your division, not just your state rival, but everyone in the nation is now looking at you because you're on the top of that mountain, and then you look down alongside the mountain, and there's like 100 teams trying to climb that mountain to get you, as opposed to the 5 or so that are trying to get that division title or the conference title and such. So it is very dangerous, and it's a mental challenge more than anything because physically you're doing what you do. I mean, physically you got in there for a reason. You were physically beating people on the field. The voters or whatever the process is recognized what you were doing. So the only thing that changes from now on that Tuesday when it's announced to Thursday is mental, because there hadn't been any games played since you heard the announcement, right? There hadn't been anything that's occurred on that field, so it's all mental. So all the changes right now, all the challenges are mental. So what does this mean now? How do I handle this moving forward? How do I get my team to process this huge piece of news, this huge indicator now, this huge jacket that's been put on you with light bulbs blaring and everything, and the loud noise
right.
coming from the sleeves. Like, you know, how
neon signs, an arrow, all that, right? Yeah.
Right. So it is definitely a mental challenge, but I do think Dabo's done a wonderful job leading up to this with his philosophies. If you look, I was in a locker room a couple weeks ago immediately after the game, and one of the things that you notice is all the different things, the different mantras that's on the wall, that's placed everywhere, all the different sayings, all the different things. We always hear Dabo saying them. They always seem like coachisms, things that coaches say, cliches, but they're plastered everywhere, all over the football offices, in the locker room. It's a lifestyle for them. So the good news is that Dabo has been preparing them for this time, for this season, for these moments, as if he knew this was going to happen. That all that talk about week to week, we play to a standard. It's about us. It doesn't matter who our opponent is. This is where all that stuff comes into play.
Well, and that's fantastic. And, of course, he knew it was going to happen, man. He played at Alabama. He's an Alabama grad. He knows this happens. He knows that it will happen. But he did have the vision, right? So now let me ask you that. Somebody that hadn't been there, is it harder for them? Because he's been there. He's been there before, but as a player, and now he's there as a coach. But he's ready, so he's been there, so he knows how to guide these guys through because he's been in their shoes. Does that give him more credibility with them?
You know, if you allow me to rewrite or write the narrative afterwards, then I'm going to say yes. But we've seen so many people that's been there fail from a coaching standpoint.
No, you're right.
So many different things that have to go into that. You know,
he's a brilliant coach, dude, and there's no question. And he handled the ESPN interview this week with just grace and aplomb. And I love his entire take on it. It's just potential. Look, this number one ranking, we didn't win nothing yet. We don't got a trophy yet. It's just potential, and I love it.
So what was more important to me, or what was more valuable, even beyond his experiences at Alabama, is the person he became through his experience in Alabama. Because I can have that experience at Alabama, and it doesn't change me. It doesn't reshape me. But I still had that experience. So his experiences in his life, and you throw Alabama national championship in there, that shaped him, and it formed this new person that is allowed to use those experiences in this fashion. So we always talk about mental toughness and emotional intelligence. His is really high. And he's using it. He's utilizing all those things, putting it in. He's put a program in place with all those things as foundational items, and now he's able to use them at this time.
Right, and this is a huge thing, and this is kind of what dovetails into what we do, because you can have all these great experiences in emotional intelligence and then be like Rob Lowe, I'm still captain of the team, living in the past of what on your resume of what it did do, but he's using it to launch him forward.
Mm-hmm. And it's like we always say, a lot of the times when you see stuff in a warrior culture, people always want to convince themselves that they already knew some of the stuff. But it's not about already knowing it. It's not about experiencing things. It's about the application of it. So how do you take that next step, and how do you apply it? And that's where people are falling short. So that's where the coaching comes in. We're teaching you how to apply it. We're teaching you the most important level is, okay, what do I do now? If you go anywhere where there's instruction involved, the biggest question is, okay, how does that apply to me now? If I go to church, and I'm preaching a word 2,000 years ago, well, how does that apply to me now? So you need leadership that tells you how it applies to you in your life, in your place, in your moment now. And that's what we do in coaching. We don't just give you the information. We tell you how that applies to you now.
Okay, so if because you're not going to be able to get in the locker room and be coached by Dabo, so the next best thing right now is to be coached by Dutch. So call the office at 864-977-1443 and get a hold of us, start the conversation, and see how you can join the Phalanx, which is kicking off here in a couple weeks. Now, Dutch, we've got to go to break. When we get back, we have some very, very exciting news, and I want to talk to Drew about his time, and we also have some stuff. We're going to talk about the Miami-Duke game. We want to talk a little bit about the Colts and Andrew Luck and the mental side of all that. So we've got some exciting stuff coming up, and if you just hang on, buddy, and we'll be right back in a minute. Is that cool?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to be Warrior Tough? Do you want your employees to be Warrior Tough too? With abilities to handle difficult situations as a well-oiled machine? Andrew Wittman has been teaching leadership, discipline, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and mental toughness for 30 years. His seminars build strong working relationships, high-performance teams, effective communication and crisis and conflict management skills. He'll change the way you look at yourself, your company, your job, your life. He is dynamic, engaging, and stimulating in his presentation, and he can help you build and develop the leadership skills and high-performance skills needed for your team. He'll give you the tools that will not only increase the positive product output in business, but in your personal life as well. To get complete information on how Andrew can help you, call 864-977-1772 or log on to GetWarriorTough.com.